would have had Bromley as title winners at the beginning of the season. But the job that Andy Woodman's done there has been remarkable. And
another manager of the month. Right, hold that thought. Let's go to Chris White.
A goal for the team in the bottom three. Tottenham Hotspur 0, West Ham United 1. Crysencio Somerville's made this happen. I mean, there's a chunky deflection on his shot that's carried it past Vicario and completely deceived the Spurs goalkeeper. I don't know if it will go down as a Somerville goal because I haven't had the angle yet to see if it was on target, but he's picked the ball up, left side of the Spurs penalty area, danced past a couple of challenges, including the debutant Conor Gallagher, and it's gone in off Mickey van der Ven. I think it was probably heading for the bottom corner from Somerville, so it may well be his goal, his first Premier League goal of the season. And the scoreline, Tottenham Hotspur 0, West Ham 1.
Oh, well, I tell you what, Shay, if they are going to stay up this season, West Ham United, they need a little bit of luck.
Yeah, a bit of luck they got in the goal. Of course they did. Somerville, brilliant for him. He's really direct and gets inside the box. And what they say, you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. And it's took a deflection off Van de Ven and it's found the back of the net. We spoke before maybe about both managers being under pressure. We thought about, Nuno especially, but if Thomas Frank loses this game today, at home as well, Jason, it's the pressure mounts, doesn't it?
He's got to be under pressure, isn't he, Nevin?
Yeah, it certainly feels that way, although we can make the case about some of the signings and bigger things at the football club going on, which will be affecting things, but I think to be losing at home to a side in the bottom three, that's not going to get the fans going, especially given the fact that they have been poor overall this season when they're playing for their fans.
Brilliant start for West Ham United. Right, we can, Aaron, go back to talking about Bromley. They are still top. As it stands, they're 5 points clear of Swindon Town.
yeah, Swindon have started a little bit. And I think if you go through the EFL, when you get near the top of the division, everyone's a little bit inconsistent. Championship, none more so than Coventry. But Bromley have stayed fairly consistent. If they don't win the game, generally they don't lose it. So a brilliant point. Walsall going and getting a win.
Great win that, 3-1 at Tranmere.
Well, they desperately needed it. They were top of the division for a long period of time. And then all of a sudden they've just tailed off a little bit. So to go and get 3 points today was crucial for them. And hopefully for Matt Sadler, they'll be able to go on a run now.
And what's catching your eye in the 3 o'clock games in League 2 today?
Well, Huddersfield. I'm looking at Huddersfield and Huddersfield's in League 1, but they're one of the teams that I picked out before because against the top 7 teams, they've only picked up 1 point out of a possible 21. For me, that's where they've really struggled. They've beginning of the season, everybody tipped them to be, one of the favourites to go and win the division, and purely because they've spent a lot of money, they've brought a lot of big names in. Lee Grant is his first managerial job at Huddersfield, but inconsistency and failing to beat teams in and around you is what's costing them. So it's a big afternoon for them.
Yep. Okay, back to you very shortly. Crewe Alexandra 9th in the table. Now 2-0 up against Barrow, and Wycombe Wanderers 1-0 up against Northampton Town in League 1. Fred Onyedinma on 17 minutes. Right, to Spurs, Chris Wise.
Well, the scoreline Tottenham 0, West Ham 1, and the issues, the woes for Spurs continue because Ben Davies, and this happened in the build-up to that goal from Somerville, we're still not underway from the Spurs kick-off after that goal. Ben Davies went ploughing into Jarrod Bowen on the halfway line. The referee played a great advantage, Jared Gillett, and while Bowen got up, Davies didn't. He's been tended to for the last few minutes by several members of Spurs medical staff. He's been placed onto a stretcher, and Tottenham are going to have to make a change here. Jed Spence is going to replace Davies, and you think of all the injury issues that Spurs have got at the moment. There's no Palhinha today because of a hip problem, and then there's Kulusevski, there's Richarlison, there's Kudus, there's Bentancur, there's Maddison, and now Ben Davies is going to be heading off, and this doesn't look great for him either. So another issue for Thomas Frank to deal with. And the scoreline is Tottenham Hotspur 0, West Ham 1.
Yeah, and that also doesn't look good for Wales, of course. They've got that huge playoff against Bosnia and then potentially against Northern Ireland and Italy as well in March. Not good at all. We'll keep you right up to date. Right, let's head to Stamford Bridge. Andy Stevenson.
It is goalless so far, pretty quiet. An interesting contrast between the two sides. Chelsea wanting to build up patiently, lots of short passing. Brentford happy to go a bit more direct, trying to get Thiago or Schade in behind quickly. We had a big penalty shout from Chelsea a few moments ago. Enzo Fernandez did well to get himself space. Released Joao Pedro. Michael Coyote cut across behind the Chelsea striker who went down, but referee John Brooks said no, and I don't think VAR got involved at all. It's Chelsea 0, Brentford 0.
Any further chances at Anfield? Sarah Mulkerrins.